Sehr geehrter Herr Präsident Hansen, sehr verehrte Frau Vizepräsidentin Dr. Stocker, sehr geehrter Herr Vizepräsident Schulz, sehr geehrter Herr Stanik als Vorsitzender der Domowina, lieber Herr Kollege Geschäftsführer Bernhard Ziesch, sehr geehrter Herr Rhein, sehr geehrter Herr Kova als Organisationsleiter der Europeada 2012, sehr geehrte Damen und Herren Präsidenten, Vorsitzende, Direktoren und Vertreter der Organisationen nationaler Minderheiten Europas, sehr verehrte Gäste. Im Namen des
On behalf of the patron of the second European Championship of National Minorities, our Minister President Stanislav Tillich, I'd like to welcome you here most cordially. You all know that our Minister President is very closely associated with the Sorb people in the Free State of Saxony, and as he cannot be here in person today, I'm delighted to welcome his wife in his place. Welcome, Mrs. Tillich. Mrs. Tillich will later be involved in making the draw of the groups and teams.
Auslosung der entsprechenden Mannschaften und der Gruppen zusammen mit
along with a former national team player, a Bundesliga trainer and now owner of a football school, Hans-Jürgen, who I call Dixie Dörner, who will be doing the draw along with Mrs. Tillich. So welcome, Mr. Dörner.
Wir sind stolz und dankbar.
We're very proud and thankful that after the retromans in Grisons in 2008, that the Sorbs in Lusatia will be hosting the Europeada in 2012.
Wir sind uns der Ehre bewusst.
We're well aware of what an honor this is, that we at the Saxon Mission in Berlin are hosting the group draw. Never in its history has the Saxon Mission in Berlin seen so many international guests as it does today. In this sense, all international guests here today, a very warm welcome.
Lassen Sie mich ganz kurz.
Let me just say a few words about national minorities. For us, one thing is very clear. The minorities in Europe, the national minorities in Europe, are part of what shapes the European region. And they are thus living, unmistakable proof of the diversity of Europe. It's the task of European nations and their regions to protect and promote the identity of national minorities, their traditions, customs and culture, history and language, and their right to a homeland.
Mitgliedstaaten und der sogenannten Länder dieser Mitgliedstaaten.
Now, as far as Saxony is concerned, almost said as a Saxon phrase, but as far as Saxony is concerned, it is self-evident that this also means the right to have schools, preschool and cultural centres. It means that we have to take their needs into account when planning at both local and regional level, and it means protecting the special characteristics of the areas of settlement of the minorities. And we wrote this into our state constitution in 1991, so this is so enshrined for the Sorb people. Now, according to the constitution, the Sorb people have equal rights with the Saxon people, and both of these together are what make up the people of the Free State of Saxony. Neither has a preferential position, both are equal, and we want it to stay that way forever.
Ein Staatsvertrag zwischen dem Bund und den beiden.
A treaty between federal governments of the states of Saxony and Brandenburg creates a basis for funding. And this means that federal government also has obligations also in financing matters. This usually works, and if there is a problem, then the Free State of Saxony acts as guardian and let its voice be heard. And due to the good cooperation, everything usually works out okay. So in this sense, my thanks to the Federal Minister of the Interior and the Federal Minister of Culture, Neumann.
Neumann an dieser Stelle.
Now, as a living example,
Ich lasse ihn nicht aus. Als lebendes Beispiel dafür.
As living proof that we really do try to give our Sorb people what we believe they should have and what the Constitution guarantees them, I'd like to name, for example, the Mitteldeutsche Rundfunk, the MDR. This is a tri-state broadcasting corporation who have a special studio in the middle of the Sorb settlement area in Bautzen.
Da gibt es entsprechende Formate.
There are also various formats in the overall radio and TV program, and if I remember rightly, resulting for some brainstorming involving my colleague Tisch and myself. Negotiations are underway to expand this and even go as far as establishing a sort of transparent studio, without wanting to jump the gun over the internal decisions of the broadcasters. But I think that next year we will start to rework the treaty so that we can give the Sorb people in Saxony a permanent representation on the Broadcasting Council and in its committees.
Im Rundfunkrat und seinen Gremien.
I think that this is important, and it will be good if we can get this sorted out in the coming year.
Bei der Begleitung.
The MDR will most certainly be covering the European Football Cup, and I'd like to introduce the studio manager responsible for this. I'm not sure where you're sitting, somewhere over there, Mrs. Koreng. So, Ms. Koreng, if you'd just like to stand up so that we can see you all.
Und damit Sie alle wissen,
so that everyone knows who they have to talk to if they want to know about the MDR film material and its distribution to the local stations.
Dann geht. Der Bund Lausitzer Sorben.
Now, just as the Sorb people in general, the Association of Lusatian Sorbs, Domowina, can rely on the Free State of Saxony and on its Minister-President. I'd now like to hand over to Mr. Rhein to speak on behalf of the Federal Minister of the Interior. Thank you very much.